Now that is American, Matthew. Almost as American as a nuclear warhead. But I don't know if there's more nuclear warheads or more buffalo in South Dakota.
Yeah.
After we went all the way to the Midwest, now we're going west of the Midwest. Which means that today, we drove through about 7 hours of prairie and corn, and one really, I don't want to say corny.
Well, we're not in Wisconsin, so we can't say cheesy, but some corny has to be the way to do it.
Well, welcome to South Dakota for your first time. We're gonna figure out about a lot of different cool outdoor stuff to do and figure out what's open and figure out what's closed because there's so much cool stuff here.
You get grass, or some more grass.
Or a mountain that they can carve faces into.
That's down the road.
There are so many national parks and monuments and historic sites and other like stuff that they almost have to like literally list them on the road signs to like these ones over here, these ones over here. And we haven't even kind of started getting into them yet. All right, stop one, Badlands National Park. Like, I literally think that goat probably gets better reception than you do when you're trying to do work in the passenger seat.
I feel like, oh, little baby.
Okay, so one of the coolest things about Badlands is it's almost totally surrounded by a national grassland, which is managed by the United States Forest Service, and that works just like a national forest that you can camp anywhere. So you can be pretty much right outside or in view of the park and set up almost anywhere and camp, which will help us find a place to stay. And we get to enjoy the park a little bit more than just blowing through it. Just for a little clarity at Badlands, the north part of the park is open 24/7, which means that you can drive in and go and see stuff whenever you want. You do have to pay the entrance fee unless you have an annual pass like we do. The south unit of the park, which actually has very few roads and few trails, is actually totally closed. It's also part of Lakota Reservation. After evening one of one national park and a national grassland, the next logical thing to do, of course, is to go see a nuclear warhead, right? Okay, so here we are at the Minuteman Missile National Historic Site. The visitor center is open, but only Wednesdays to Sundays, apparently, but you can go see the actual silos, so might as well just go over there and see what's up, right?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
There's like people in there. I wonder if those are people that are giving tours.
Could be.
Just a little nondescript exit here on 239th Street. Who would have known? Who would have known that that's where one of 150 South Dakotan anti-Soviet missiles are loaded?
All right, I'm dialing in for the self-guided cell phone tour.
Welcome to one of three locations comprising Minuteman Missile National Historic Site near Interstate 90, Exit 116. With the advent of intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, the front lines of the Cold War were everywhere, not just behind the Iron Curtain. Where you are now standing was ground zero for World War III. We're cleared for entry.
I don't know if you could make this weirder. This might beat the Soviets for weirdness. Like classically American, don't worry, we're just gonna, like Minuteman bomb you guys just, from the cow field. Next to the freeway. Hoorah. Okay, so let me just say, I still don't know what is in this place at all. But if you missed it, then you weren't paying attention since like before Minnesota.
All right, so we need our 5-cent cup of coffee and a cowboy hat. Let's go.
I got a little more than 5-cent coffee. We're driving into part of South Dakota that's called the Black Hills, kind of famous. And it is like even more chock full with national parks and monuments and other random stuff and a bunch of carved mountains and cool things. But the next thing that we're gonna go to is actually a state park. And Custer State Park is so impressive for wildlife viewing. I think it's probably as good or better than almost any national park in my recollection. Last time I was here was like 10, but hello. Fine, how are you?
Great. Have you been here before?
No, first time this year.
It's $20, good for a week.
Great,
I'll be right
thank
back.
you. And just to check, I'm sure it doesn't, but America the Beautiful Pass doesn't work
No, it
here.
doesn't.
Great,
No.
thank you. We can go on a little North American safari. Cow or buffalo? That's a lot of bison. Ooh, they are running into somebody's truck right now. Now that is American, Matthew. Almost as American as a nuclear warhead.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's more nuclear warheads or more buffalo in South Dakota.
Yeah.
You know there's something good when there's like 6 SUVs lined up.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's people out of the car. We're about to see a show. Dear Lord, here we go.
Better not be prairie dogs again.
Oh, it might be prairie dogs.
Speaking of prairie dogs.
Well, we're not done looking at animals yet, but we're leaving the state park to go to another national park, Wind Cave National Park, and unsurprisingly, it's mostly all about a cave. Okay, so South Dakota has 2 caves in the national park system. This one, Wind Cave, is a national park, and there's another one that's very nearby that's called Jewel Cave that's a national monument, and they're both really impressive, and they're both closed.
Both really close.
Because the visitor centers are kind of open, but they're closed because you have to take an elevator, so it sounds like they have kind of no plan about how to reopen. This cave is famous because it has a really, really consistent temperature, and the temperature change between, you know, the outside environment and the consistent interior creates like a wind that always blows. So I think that the mouth of the cave is open and we might be able to go get blown on at least, so.
Nice.
You're probably wondering why we've been taking so dang long to go to Mount Rushmore. Well, don't worry, because it's only literally a few miles away from exactly where we camped for free. Literally the only accommodation for keeping people safe is that they've closed half of the parking ticket booths. One thing that we can all agree about is that National Treasure is here, inside the mountain.